Welcome to the Bourbon Van. I'm Phil.
I'm Julie. Happy Thursday, everybody.
This is going to be a fun night.
It is.
I agree. Kathy said before we even started, this is going to be a fun night.
Yeah.
Completely agree. We are going to be enjoying a single barrel flight from Bull Run and choosing our next single barrel.
I love this.
There's a big sale in the store tomorrow, 25% off everything. There's a button you have to press that says redeem. There is no code or anything to my knowledge, but that'll be tomorrow.
It's fancy.
It really is. I'm reaching
Feels
over there.
fancy.
I have a mouse tonight that I don't
know.
have to reach all the way over there.
Let us know how we're sounding too. We do have our little, what I call the Robotron, which is our air conditioning running, because it's quite
It's toasty out there.
quite toasty.
Yeah.
So let us know if it's distracting, and then we'll sweat it out.
Yeah, it's barely keeping up as it is, but if you want to see just how much I can sweat on camera, ask us to turn it off.
I love it.
Greetings, Kathy Huey, Eric Gunderson. Great to see you.
Hey guys.
Rebel Lockett, Leslie Lockett as well. Russ D. What a crew we've got here. John Cloud, Bill Joins, Jeff Perkins, of course. Just want to share this because it's my favorite avatar in the game.
Oh yeah, we love this one.
It's just great.
I know.
I think I can get rid of our name on the bottom there. I think everybody knows who we are, don't you think?
Maybe they don't. Maybe they're new.
We're the Bourbon Van.
But maybe they just happened upon us and they had no idea. And they were like, who are these
Handsome folks.
handsome folks?
Sure.
Yeah.
James Morgan, good to see you from your UK fan base. How
I
about
love
that?
it. Yay!
Oh, I love that. Doug Tucker in the house. Nathan Clark, cheers to you guys. Sugar Kitty, good to see you. Eric C. Teresa Martinez, Canadian Chris. Ruby Hart, we assume Ruby Hart's in there as well.
Absolutely. I'd be disappointed if she wasn't.
Right. We get a coming through loud and clear from Eric. Thank you very much.
Perfect.
Phil has the mouse tonight. That's right. I'm not going to be leaning into your living room just to mess around with the mouse over here. I got it right here this time.
I feel like people might miss that. Like a little bit, like, what's he going to do? And then there's like an arm that swings across. And
Right.
Yeah.
Remember when 3D televisions were going to be a thing?
we never had one.
No, I'm glad that it never became a thing.
Yeah.
Because otherwise I would be like,
Yeah. I don't know if I even, maybe I saw like one movie. I love how we just derail really fast.
We're
But
not even talking
so
whiskey
one
anymore. It's
movie in
already
3D, had to put the glasses on. Didn't seem worth it.
right. Yeah, no. I don't want to have to wear an extra appendage to
Yeah.
watch anything.
Yeah.
Sugar Kitty OH, good to see you. Keith J from W Mass Hospital Bed. How about that dedication?
Yes.
We appreciate that very much. Good to see you.
You too.
Kristen Brent watching from Missouri. Troy from Baker Drinks in the house. Jabberjaws.
I love when everyone puts where they're from. Then
Yeah.
then it gets me,
Keep doing more of that. I like that.
I like that.
Tim and Teresa Gallivan. Cheers from Huntley, Illinois. That's great.
Nice.
Katie Two Cats in the house tonight. There's
Of
another
course.
fantastic avatar, one of my favorites.
We love our cats. We love all the animals, but we do love our cats. I know Mavis will be of a topic, and she is sleeping right now. She's been a little bit reckless today, so I think she's getting her cat nap in.
Yes, I completely agree.
Yeah.
She's been tearing it up. Matt H in the house. Good to see you.
Hey, Matt.
Let me ask you something. Do you want to have a warm-up whiskey? I completely forgot. We haven't had any whiskey yet today.
That's true. And we did have a very powerful cracker before we started. we're really up in our game, and we're snacking before.
We're doing, this time we remembered to eat first, but we did not do a warm-up whiskey. What do you think?
I think maybe we should, even though
Okay.
there are 4 drinks sitting in front of me, but I would like something to set the tone. But something low proof, of course.
Well, I was actually thinking that we would start with another Bull Run product that's
Sure.
not in the lineup.
Okay.
It's not the lowest proof, but it is right at that proof to help us get familiar with it.
Acclimated.
Let's do this. This is Bull Run from Portland, Oregon, by the way, for those of you that aren't sure what we're talking about with this distillery.
Oh, yeah, I was gonna say walk through what we're doing tonight.
We are going to taste 4 different whiskeys, 4 different, completely different types of whiskeys.
Yeah.
There's a bourbon on the table. There is an American whiskey on the table. There's an American whiskey finished in Pinot barrels, and there is a rye on the table.
You know which one?
You're already leaning toward wine.
No, I'm not leaning towards anything. But you know which one I was like, what would be great? So.
I love this. Barter Horde's in the house. He's filming a very grumpy video. Tell us all about it, Barter. While we're pouring this sample here, we want to know what's got you down.
Yeah. What grumpy? Maybe it was like a grumpy story.
Maybe it was.
Maybe it's a grumpy story, and then it had to be a grumpy video.
We can share this with you, right?
Yes, I think that would be perfect.
A big cheers to Ken V from Wisconsin out there. Good to see you.
Cheers. What is our proof point on this baby?
This one is a 118 proof, 51% corn, 49% barley, 9-year-old straight bourbon whiskey from Bull Run. This is batch number 1. This is their high malt bourbon.
Perfect.
A lot of barley in this one.
I've been getting better at calling out malts this year.
You're getting better at a lot of different things.
Not really. I don't know.
You impress me all the time.
I impress myself. I feel sometimes like I'm Will Ferrell on Old School when he does the debate, like they're trying to win.
Oh, you come out of it and go, what happened?
He gives the what is it? I forget that guy's name, but he spews his like debate and just like
Raging Cajun?
Yeah, the Raging Cajun just like comes out of it and he's like, I have no rebuttal. It's perfect.
White House Station, New Jersey. Along for the ride. C. Thomas Zanto. I like S and Z.
I do too.
Combine that.
Yep. Hey, this smells good.
Barter says he's just been yelling at people on his metaphorical lawn. Well, good for you.
Funny story. I was just talking to a coworker of mine the other day about how I'm at that age now where I want people to, they're walking in the yard, and I'm like, I worked really hard on this yard. Get out.
Get out.
I'm like like my old neighbor.
And stop letting your dogs walk on obviously brand
plants
new
are
baby
like
plants.
trampled.
If it's a new plant, get your dog off the lawn. What are you doing? Come on, people. See, we're right there with you already.
Yeah, we'll grumble along. That's I worked really hard to try to keep my front desert plant area alive, and she looks great this year. But there's a couple plants where you can tell
the dogs have done the damage
we've
to.
Walked all over them. The mailman too, apparently.
Oh, the mailman does not care about the plants. Teresa, get better soon. We'll pick a great whiskey, and it'll probably make you feel better all by itself.
Yeah. By the way, you'll get this when I release this glass, but watermelon I'm smelling on the nose.
Hey, that's great.
I think it's summertime.
That could be. Andrew in the house. Bourbon of the week. What's up, Chris?
Hey, Chris.
Got your sample today, by the way. We've got samples up there. You can't really see what they are, ladies and gentlemen, but we'll be picking something else with our friends Marcus, Bourbon Judge, and Chris from Bourbon of the Week in the next couple of weeks here.
Yeah, sorry, Chris. You're waiting on the sample because of me. It's going up tomorrow. Yeah. It's going in tomorrow.
Kathy Huey, good to see you. Of course, I'd already said Kathy Huey, good to see you. She said get off my lawn, and I liked that.
Yeah. Oh, dang, this is good. I don't remember this tasting like this. I'm really getting a good watermelon on this.
Let me see.
I know.
What's up, Eric? Why? Good to see you. You're not late. You're right on time. We haven't done anything yet. Julie just took the first sip tonight.
Well, I mean, we've said how crotchety we are about my beautiful plants out front.
We did complain about things. Donnie Davis in the house from Fresno. Good to see you.
Nice.
Ooh,
we got the
watermelon-tastic. It's sugary.
I know, it's weird. Do you remember what? I mean,
I don't remember it being that watermelony.
I like watermelon. Maybe I'm in the summer mood. Maybe that crazy cracker that I got from the farmer's market, those crazy flavors. Maybe they really tickled our palate.
Tickled my palate.
Is that what we say?
Nobody's ever said that. Yeah. Has anybody ever said that? No.
Maybe.
All right. So we're working with Bull Run Distillery on this pick. We had actually narrowed it down from 5 to 3 when we were at Bull Run. And before we left, we said, hang on, we really like your Carlton Straight Rye Whiskey, which was a new product for us. It was only available at the Carlton Tasting Room previously, but now you can get it in Portland at their tasting room. It's 92.68 proof. Just a beautiful bottle that we really enjoyed. Mm-hmm. And we said, we noticed that you didn't have a single barrel of the rye sitting there. Any chance that we can try one of those? And so they were kind enough to send us one, even though I don't think they've ever done that before. And so we'll be trying all 4 of these. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, there's not much more introduction to do. We'll introduce each one as we move on to it. Yeah. I really have no idea how this is going to go tonight.
Well, I think they're just going to be really delicious.
There's a good chance of that.
So it's going to be tricky.
Mm-hmm. These are all winners among winners.
Yeah, I feel like I'm going all hard on this one. No, I don't. Actually,
what are you, John Elway?
I know. I was gonna say when we picked the Trails End single barrel, I went heart and head because I did like a couple that I didn't think were, not that I didn't think everyone would love, but I do always think
they
in
wouldn't
terms
be
of
as
the
beloved by the masses.
Yeah, the greater appeal. And
but the one we ultimately picked,
dynamite.
It was awesome in every regard. There was no way we weren't going with that one. As soon as we tasted it, we knew.
Yeah.
What happens if you pick different favorites? Julie wins, just like every other argument.
No, I feel maybe
Patreon
Safer that
tiebreaker.
way.
Maybe a Patreon tiebreaker.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I feel like we could talk it out. I don't know. Phil,
We'll figure it out together.
it depends how.
It'll be a blend. It'll wind up being a blend.
Yeah, right. I would say it depends how far apart we are. Because, like, if
Mhm.
I'm like absolutely not, or you're like absolutely not, then that feels like it gets canned.
Yeah, I think we'll wind up grading them.
Yeah.
Hopefully, one will just stand out.
Yeah.
That's generally how we do things.
We did discuss.
This is delicious, but I'm ready to start the tasting.
I know we did discuss maybe doing this blind, but I do want to take notes and.
Yeah, I really don't think that's going to have any impact on it. I have no dog in this hunt. I just
Yeah.
want to pick the best whiskey on the table. So, one more sip of this.
It's really good. I can't believe how much it tasted like watermelon.
I love this
It
bottle.
was like a perfect summer sipper.
High malt bourbon. Big fan. Chattanooga 111, that one. What else is high malt? There's some good high malt stuff out there.
This is how you know that I'm taking it seriously. I've got my notepad, which I will probably just have chicken scratch all over, like when we do our blinds.
Yeah.
For our videos. So yeah.
By the way, for those of you just joining us, if you didn't see the pinned comment, our store tomorrow will have 25% off everything. There's a button you have to click to redeem it. But it's all new stuff. Hats, designs, different types of shirts, sweatshirts, mugs. There's no glass in there. We don't have any glassware in there.
Yeah.
Because we're switching distributors for glassware, but everything that's in there will be 25% off. And there's some cool stuff. I'm actually placing an order myself.
I know. I think I'm going to get a hat.
Yes.
Because we have our regular, which I love. It's a little bit too big. Like, it's kind of a small head. It doesn't look small, but the circumference is small. And there's some really cool hats in there. I think I'm gonna get one. All right, let's talk about the first one. Phil's better at introductions than I am, but we did put this in order of how we think they should be drank.
we went in order by style with just with what we're thinking is the right way to do it. So here we go.
Yeah.
Glass number 1 is the bourbon, and that's where we'll start. And here are the statistics on this bourbon. Again, a huge thank you to Bull Run Distillery for working with us on this.
Yeah, super awesome.
And if you're wondering, hey, when's your Trails End pick going to be available? It's been bottled, and the yield is only about 100, and we have 100 Patreons. So if you really are interested in a Trails End single barrel, barrel strength pick at 125 proof, which has never been in existence before, it's a good idea to be a Patreon. I think that's going to sell out really, really quickly. Yeah.
Patrons will when those go live, and then and then the rest is whatever's left over. Of course, everybody else has a shot at. So
right, yeah, we're not trying to play favorites, but we want to make sure that there's a fairly divided way of everybody getting access to this thing. Yeah. Okay. Careful with that kind of talk, Barter, because Julie will take you up on it.
Oh, Barter!
Look at that. Did you see how big her eyes got?
No joke.
Never seen that kind of excitement
No
before.
joke. Phil always talks about the Airstream. I'm like, whatever. My biggest complaint about not being in a van, I like a van because you can design it the way that you want. And if you upgrade to say an RV or whatever, the designs are just terrible. But
yeah, who decided that the two swooshes on the side
Lazy Boys
in two-tone brown was the best design for RVs? Who made that decision? Yeah,
and so when we talk about upgrade, we're talking about just going from a 136 to a 159. But the other day those algorithms, man, the Airstream shot me a Pottery Barn edition, which was
we'd have to be the bourbon RV, and we'd have to get all new vehicles.
So Phil's I thought we were just upgrading a few,
How about just a few inches instead of 30 feet?
We'll let you know.
All right. Bull Run Distillery, the first glass in our tasting flight here. This is a 2015 straight bourbon. Barreled in 2015 is what that means. So it's 7 years aged, grain bill, 75% corn, 21% rye, 4% barley, with 113.62 proof. So this is going to be our first sample.
What are we at, 113?
113 proof, yeah.
I'm going to write that. I'm taking work notes on this. I'm actually a really good,
employee.
I'm too good of an employee.
She's a fun employee.
Ooh.
This is very sugary on the nose.
Sugary, a little bubble gum?
Yes.
Ooh, man, it is sweet. Like I was like maybe a hint of oak, but I'm not even getting like. It is all sweetness, all sugar. See,
Yeah.
I'm gonna write notes. It's like we're doing a blind.
It is brown sugar
Gotta
for
see
sure.
how we
A
do
little
our videos,
There's some
right?
molasses there.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is how we do the videos, and then we edit them for hours.
And then Phil takes 15 minutes and makes it down to 10.
Yeah, molasses and sweetness and bubblegum. That's great. And by the way, a Bull Run cask strength bourbon was my winner in the Advent tournament this year.
It was, yeah.
Totally unexpected. One of the reasons that it was so exciting. And we actually just finished that bottle last week. So I'm ready for more Bull Run on the shelf, no matter how it gets there.
I liked your, I'm just still going to talk about that. I was just a few more seconds. Is you said molasses, and I'm like, what is he talking about? But if I breathe in really deeply on this one, you do get like a hint of something a little bit spicy, darker.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would call that molasses. Thank you, AJ
Hey,
Mountain
thank you,
Biker,
AJ
drinking
Mountain
some
Biker.
Bull Run with us. We appreciate that.
Well, cheers. Thanks all for coming today. Or showing up, coming, whatever you're doing.
Here we go.
Ooh.
It's delightful. If I didn't know better, I might think that was a Knob Creek pick.
I was gonna say it tasted eerily familiar and I wasn't gonna say that. I almost was thinking there was like a little Makers in the middle there.
Yeah. Wow.
Wow, that was a
There's
little
no
bit of
wheat
a
in
ride.
this. Corn, rye, high. This is basically a high rye bourbon.
Mhm.
Strange. Wow. That was a little spicy, but in a real satisfying way. That was great. The molasses on the nose, that shows up as that spice on this sip.
Oaky, brown sugar. I feel always have to take multiple sips to really start thinking about the flavors.
Oh, the oak that shows up there is nice.
I do like the finish. There's something the wash is really interesting. You take the sip and it's like flavorful, then kind of like disappears a quick second, then more flavors kind of flood in,
Yeah.
then disappears, and then there's just a wonderful finish there.
Ooh, there's no fruit here at all.
I was just gonna say I'm not getting any fruit. I was trying to think like, is it fruity?
I'm just looking for tasting notes, and I'm like, it's just a super, extremely sweet whiskey with a nice oak back. There's vanilla there. I'm trying to figure out what it is that reminded me so much of Knob Creek. I really don't know, because I didn't get any nuttiness on the second sip.
No, but
This is syrupy though.
there's honey, and maybe that's a little bit.
It's a little honey. It's a little maple syrup.
I'm
Interesting.
chewing on it. This is actually a little bit chewy.
Yeah. I like the mouthfeel on this a ton.
Yeah.
CPA Whiskey in the house. Good to see you. Stacy from Four Leaf Whiskey. If you're not following Stacy, you should be. Nobody knows more about Irish whiskey. Paul in the house he's just popping in from Thunder Bay.
Yeah, I got it.
Did great.
We got to work on our harmonies. Thunder.
I'm not
we're not
doing
gonna
that.
do that.
We'll do that off camera because nobody wants to see it. Rocky Top Roscop in the house. Good to see you from Tennessee. Hal Jarvis in the house.
Also,
All
Irish whiskey. I mean, you just mentioned it, and I like Irish whiskey. I'm just gonna put it out there.
That's what you have to
That's
say?
just what I have to say. I like it. I'm gonna drink it more often. I think I'm not gonna shoehorn it
Just
into the first few months of the year.
This is a big commitment for you for 2023.
That's yeah. I don't know if we'll do that, but
Well, that
did partake in a little yesterday, and it was delightful.
it was delightful. Peach Coke in the house. By the way, for those of you who
Oh!
just simply cannot get enough Bourbon Van or Peach Coke for that matter, on Saturday morning, we will be releasing on Spotify only this one. There was no camera involved. It's just audio, a podcast where we interview Peach Coke. We taste some Westland whiskey. We taste a Ghostfish beer that was aged in Westland whiskey casks. And then we talk tales from the liquor store, and we have the best time ever. So
It could be like an awesome series, Tales from the Liquor Store.
we'll see how this first one is received, because I think it's pretty great.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to a lot more.
I thought it was all right.
How dare you? She didn't even listen to it. She doesn't even know. But if you didn't get enough Bourbon
Yeah.
Van this week, on Monday we released a video. On Tuesday we released a video of Julie drinking beer at 9 a.m.
Right.
Today we're having a live stream. Tomorrow we release a 5-Sip Friday,
feel
and on
like we're
Saturday
gonna
it's a
get-
podcast.
I
So
feel like we're gonna get punished.
We're
for
oversaturated.
Yeah, oversaturation over here.
here's the nice thing: you can unsubscribe from every other Whiskey Tube channel because we're giving you everything you need right
Yeah,
here.
exactly.
Just
I
kidding.
it.
We love Whiskey Tube and all the other channels.
All right, you know me. I'm still gonna save what I've got. I've had a nice few sips. I had
we
a
should
nice
move on.
baseline on that. But let's talk about the next one, which is an American.
It will not.
Whiskey.
I don't think it'll be on Apple Podcasts because I don't know how to do that.
Oh,
Sorry, but I will share the link on Patreon and on Spotify, so you can just click. It is free. I don't think
and
you even
Instagram.
Yeah,
Follow us on Instagram.
it does.
Shameless plug.
It doesn't. Instagram.com/The Bourbon Van. At The Bourbon Van. It doesn't. For Spotify, you can just load up in your browser. You don't even have to have it downloaded or anything. You can never get too much Bourbon Van. That's a nice thing for Chris to say.
Oh, that is nice.
We ready to talk about the second whiskey we're trying?
I am ready.
Look at that. Look at the nicest thing in the world. You guys.
Oh, that's really nice, Matt.
Yes.
Thank you.
I'm blushing over here.
Phil probably
You can't tell
thinks
because
there's-
it's 85 degrees in the house,
Yeah.
so I look like I'm sweating, but it's
No.
actually blushing.
the color's good for you. You're always so pale. So now I got like a little. little
Anyways,
flush.
on to the second whiskey. This is going to be again from Bull Run Distillery. Does that surprise you?
Remember when we did the? I'm having a great time already. Remember when we're doing 4 barrel strikes? This is gonna be a great night. When we were at Bull Run and we did the 5-Sip, and they're like, "Guess the distillery." I'm like, "Bull Run." Anyway, go ahead.
But Barter says, "Look at Julie doing the social media promos." Yeah, she's good for it
Yeah.
sometimes. All right, what we got here is a 2008 barreling
Love it.
of barrel strength American whiskey,
Okay.
barreled in June of 2008. So this is a really old one. Aged in ex-bourbon casks, grain bill of 96% corn, 4% barley, and a proof of 117.38. This is not finished in any barrel. It was simply aged in an ex-bourbon barrel.
Do you know what I just realized? You were reading that off, and I'm really.
You didn't listen?
No, I did listen, but I was thinking about how I'm really good at being like, "Huh, interesting." And I didn't know what we were drinking. It wasn't like I came into this one blind, but
Yeah.
I make a pretty decent co-host. I'm always surprised. I'm always like, "What?" Even if I know what we're doing.
You're the reason most people click on this channel. Let's be honest. Peach Coke, you coming over for breakfast? We can listen to the podcast together. It'll be great. You can come
We'll
over
make
and we
fresh
can
toast.
listen to. You're right.
Yeah,
We can listen to each other on the podcast while we talk to each other, and it'll just be like there's way too many people in the room.
yeah, that won't be creepy at all. Oh shoot, I forgot we were supposed to start drinking.
Class 2 American whiskey. Here we go.
What are we doing here today?
Ooh. These glasses.
I cleaned them.
I know.
Oh no.
Did you clean them with the same rag that we cleaned the bacon pan this morning?
There's a bacon pan.
It's almost similar profile,
Less sweet.
but less intense because probably the bourbon cask aging instead of new charred oak barrel aging.
I think it's the nose is a little bit more grain forward. Sugary
Yeah,
still.
It's more corn because there's no rye in this one, and it's a ton of corn.
Yeah, still sugar, like white sugary sweetness.
This is one of those really well-aged whiskeys that
Mm.
smells cohesive. Like it
Mhm.
smells cohesive because of the time in the barrel, I suspect.
Writing notes.
I'm gonna sip it.
Yeah, go for
Okay.
it.
Here I go.
Yeah,
What's up, Gandy Road? Good to see you.
I forgot what I already said. Oh, nice. Oh, he liked that. That was a good. Good reaction. You liked this one?
Yeah.
I don't remember these at
Holy
all.
Moly.
Hmm.
If you guys like maple syrup, and the way it coats, that's not going anywhere.
Oh,
I feel
wow,
like my
that's,
tongue just put on a winter jacket.
ooh, that's way different. I mean, different than the first one. Holy smokes!
Yes, completely different.
Ooh, ooh.
This one,
this one's nice.
as subdued as it was on the nose, on the palate, it's just like,
Oh man,
It's
it is
everything.
maple sugary.
ooh,
Ooh, that is like
you could put this on your Eggos.
yeah. You could also put it on your ice cream.
I love Eggos and ice cream. Not at the same
Not at
time.
the same time.
But I bet I would. I bet I'd like it. Rob Goulday in the house. Cheers to you. Hell Driver says it's SLB drinks with the musty rag Karen wipe. Yeah, that sounds about right. Oh, that's why there's no bubble gum on this one.
There's
on
zero.
the nose, but there are other things hidden in there. There's actually a really, really nice, well-aged like oak, like a really intense oak there. That's deep down. I didn't even recognize it before.
I just wrote down that there's a little bit of nougat and real vanilla bean, not like extract. Like it feels like you get one of those long skinny beans and cut it open, and then scoop it out.
Yes. Oh, mama.
I like that one. I mean, I like the other one too, but
That's
tasty.
that is dynamite.
Yeah, I like that
Mouth
one.
watering now.
I want more.
Yeah.
That's good. That's a good judgment. When you want more, that's always probably a good sign.
Yeah. Big maple syrup, big vanilla.
Also, again, not super fruity on this one, though. I can get a little bit of like a peachiness to it.
There's some apricot or something there.
Yeah. It's
2008
really light,
to
though.
2023. We're talking 15 years in the barrel there, right? That's no joke.
why.
That is no joke. Flavor wise, that's oh.
Ooh, I like that one.
Well done, Lee and Jennifer. That's delicious.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That one's good. I want that one too. So we're gonna pick 3. So far, we're gonna pick 4 bottles tonight.
Right. Yes. At the end of the night, we're going to take all 4 barrels, and it's going to. We've said this before. We should do a tasting pack. Do
I think
375
doing-
mils and do 4 375 mils.
You shouldn't say that out loud. Someone's gonna watch this and steal the idea because we don't have
everybody-
the gumption to get it done fast.
Everybody unsubscribe right away. We don't want this getting out there.
Don't tell anybody. But it would be awesome to do like a 4-pack pick.
Absolutely. I'm
Could be
going to
4
save that
bottles,
one for
but it could
later.
also be like liter, or what do you call it? What's the hip flask?
375 mil.
Yeah, 375 mil. Oh, a 375 hip flask sample pack. Oh.
Well, that's what we talked about doing with Trails End. We talk about the bandolero of samples.
Yeah.
That would be the best thing the Bourbon Man could bring to the whiskey community.
Yeah.
I think is a bandolero of tasting samplers.
Does it go over the shoulder like this and just like pop
just
1,
like-
2, 3?
Yeah.
Oh gosh, we're putting. See, this is the stuff that we need to talk about offline. Now we're like live here. People could watch and steal the ideas.
You know what else we could do? Nobody's going to do these ideas. These are terrible ideas.
These are like pretty Bourbon Man thinks they're cool ideas.
The other thing that you could do is John Popper, Blues Traveler, is on tour.
Yes.
And
He's going to. Sorry, one of my clients is Walla Walla.
That's how I know they're on tour.
Yeah.
And he wears that vest that's got all the harmonica slots in it.
Yeah.
You can do that and just keep
And just the
samples in
little
there.
one.
Yeah.
Oh. Ah, man,
Is any of this stuff
we're gonna be millionaires before you know it.
I noticed that nobody's responding to any of these things. Everybody's just kind of like, "What are you talking about?" Yeah, Eric's like, "Get back to the whiskey."
Yeah. Okay. Sorry.
All right. Yeah, that's a.
Sorry about that, guys. We really went off the rails there. I do think these are good ideas, though. This is the kind of stuff that creative juices flow in.
I'm glad they are for somebody. All right, I'm getting ready to get into bottle number 3 here.
Like I'm being very judicious with my pours.
Yeah, look at you.
Or
I'm
my
very proud of you.
sips. Yeah.
All right. The next one comes to us from Bull Run. Gotcha again.
Yeah.
Okay. This is a 2007 American Pinot finish. So this one was rebarreled in 2022 because it's finished in Pinot barrels. Gamba is the cooperage. The winery is Highland Estate. And so it was rebarreled in 2022. So aged 15 years. It's been in the barrel for another year of finishing. 122.96 proof. Seems like it's going to be a biggin. But what we do know about these Pinot finished American whiskeys from Bull Run
People love
is that they tend to be deceptively easy drinking, even at high proof.
These are all deceptively easy drinking.
Yeah.
So that'll be fun later on. Oh, mama.
What's up, Jared? Good to see you. Davidovich. Love that name. Bandoleros for Jello shots. That seems like a great idea.
A lot of butterscotch. Sorry, the nose is intoxicating on this one.
Oh, it's all butterscotch.
Butterscotch. I mean, it is all butterscotch. It is like gooey butterscotch. Butterscotch and sugar.
Good to see you, Mark Vasco.
Hey, Mark. I don't know why I always do that. I was like,
You're saying hi. That's nice.
I don't know.
If this tastes anything like the nose does have some wine notes to it, though.
Yeah.
Which is, do we get butterscotch on wine? Do we ever? We don't do a lot of wine tastings. I don't know that I've ever had butterscotch on wine. You guys get butterscotch on wine out there? What's up, Marty? Good to see you.
Hey, Marty. I'm sure a disappointment. The last wine tasting I went on was just actually a few months ago with some friends, and you know how normally they present you with whatever you're tasting, and then they tell you kind of what you're supposed to taste. You know, black currant or cherries or whatever it is. You know, and they didn't. So
Applesauce.
So they left us there to explore them ourselves, and then I was trying to do what I'm doing here, and I'm just not that keyed in on wine, and it kind of takes away from a bit of the experience with tasting.
Yeah.
When you don't know anything, you kind of want the professionals to tell you about them.
I was going to say,
you're not
talking
about
about it. We don't know anything.
Did you take a sip of that already?
I just saw a big hawk bird fly down between the houses here.
We have a vole
that has been
like
terrorizing all the cats in the neighborhood because none of them can get it. And I just saw some sort of hawk fly between the houses. So maybe it finally got it.
He lives under our neighbor's
Unless
house.
it took one of the cats. I don't know.
Well, could be.
You know, we're working on the bandoleros. Sooner or later, that'll be in the store.
Oh.
So have you taken a sip of this yet?
No, I'm still experimenting on the nose.
Experimenting on the nose.
Because I do think that there's probably going to be a little tannininess on this. Oh, you took a sip. All right.
I've taken 2 sips.
What?
Matt H says that he wouldn't get butterscotch on Pinot, but maybe on a Chardonnay.
Oh.
Interesting. The second sip of that I definitely enjoyed more than the first. The first was, I think because of the proof point, was so spicy it was almost not, like it didn't really hit my palate much.
Well,
Don Stell from Redmond, Oregon. All right, Don.
Yeah,
welcome.
Right down the street.
A Patreon and a member.
Yeah. Oh, I liked that right away. I think the nose matches the palate, and then the oakiness comes through on the finish.
Took me a couple of sips to get there, but I agree.
Yeah, I'm on
Here
it
comes
today.
the Pinot on the nose now. The wine is really showing up on the nose.
I feel like I've been saving up for the entire week. I haven't had much bourbon or whatever, but I just drank last night, so so I lied. But I've been saving up for my good
Everybody
tasty
also
notes.
saw your effort on Tuesday. They know about the
Oh
hot
yeah,
dogs.
I was doing that too. Yeah, I guess so. Whatever.
Sky in the house from Hawaii. How about that? David Burkett, thank you very much. Good to see you.
There's a little black pepper on this.
This one takes a second for me to warm up to. I like it, but it's taken me a minute. It didn't readily crush my palate the way that the second one did.
Oh, I liked it immediately, but every sip's a little bit different. I do like the finish on this one. It's a little bit sticky.
Yeah, this one hangs around.
I should have drank. I do drink Pinot from time to time, but I don't actually know what that tastes.
You want me to get one?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I don't need to stick that one in though.
Yeah, maybe. Should we release a single cask of wine?
No, we should not.
Coors Light and Fireball don't count as actual drinking. I don't know, Barter. You do it over the course of an hour.
15 minutes.
At 9 a.m. It feels like drinking, I bet.
15 minutes.
Yeah, that's right.
Not an hour. 15.
You hustled that mile.
I clocked out. It's probably the fastest mile I've done in years.
If you haven't watched that video that we released on Tuesday, you got to watch. I think that's one of the most fun videos we've ever done. It was definitely fun to edit because there were so many belches. It all got edited out. You couldn't hear it over the music, but it was mostly belches in the background.
Woo.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Look who it is. Robbie's in the house from Chill Filtered Podcast.
Hey!
Good to see you, Robbie. And by the way, if you haven't listened, we were co-hosts on the Chill Filtered Podcast that was released on Monday.
I had a great time.
Get it on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, and anywhere else you get your podcasts.
I'm going to be honest. I get a little bit nervous when I go on other people's streams and do other people's stuff because I don't want to embarrass Phil. I don't mind embarrassing Phil in front of like our own thing, but it was.
You don't mind embarrassing me on our own channel. That's fair.
But I had a great time, and you know, you said you weren't a great host, and you were fantastic.
Yeah, Robbie, we thought you did fantastic. Yeah. We talked to the people at Trails End. They said they don't ever want to talk to you again, but whatever. Kidding.
Did it.
Yeah.
This one is the glass that keeps on giving. By the way, the color is just beautiful on this one.
Yeah, this one is really the darkest. It's the darkest of the bunch there.
Yeah, it's the most
this is probably the lightest of the bunch. That was glass number 2.
But I got a little bit of leather. I got vanilla, black pepper. I said it was sticky, oaky. The butterscotch came through right away and then kind of dissipated over my however many sips I had. That one's fun. We're
heading for sip number 4. We're heading for glass number 4. Do you have a front runner? You don't have to tell us what it is. I'm just wondering if you've got one that stood out to you so far.
I've got 2 that you can probably tell. I'm not like a kind of person. I've got 2 that I like more than the third.
Yeah.
But you never know. It's like we always do in our blinds. When you go back, things change, and then you A/B test, and then I get confused and just pick one.
I've got the equalizer going on because I like different things about each one. So this is so that's why it's going to be really important for us to collaborate on the end of this thing.
Yeah.
The pick will be available at Shared Pour, sharedpour.com.
Yeah, I'm so excited for that. I'm excited for you guys to try it, especially because a lot of you can't get Trails End where you live, so I'm excited to share that.
Well, and Bull Run too.
And Bull Run, I'm excited to share that with you.
It's the Pacific Northwest stuff that we have access to that we're happy to represent and to showcase because it really is. There's so many good distilleries over here right now. Hal wants to know if one of the samples is the taste bomb, but it also has the highest alcohol bite. Does it win or get passed over? It depends if the alcohol is overwhelming because we actually like the idea of cask strength releases simply because we think the best way to drink your whiskey is the way that you like it. So ice cubes, water, whatever it might be. We have no intention of watering this down in any way, whatever it is. Right. So as long as it's well balanced, that'll be the one that we go with.
Yeah. I will say, what was the proof? 120. Oh boy, this one was 122. None of these drink that what? Oh.
We'll let them know. You'll be allowed back there soon, I'm sure. No, they were very, very happy with that podcast, by the way. That Caitlin shared it. Joe, Caitlin, and Garrett, some of our favorite people in all of Oregon.
And they got a little double promo because it wasn't like we were just drinking one sample. Too. I love it. I liked that one.
I did too,
as well.
Yeah, I did. There's nothing that I've disliked. Again, we chose these 3 out of the 5 that we were given that day. So again, these are winners amongst winners.
Yeah. So these were the 1, 2, and 3 were the 3 that we brought forward.
Yeah.
And then the rye we actually have never tried. So that is
this is going to be new. Just quick hello to some people here. Hello, Mark from Maine. Great to see you. I love that everybody's telling us where they're from. We love that. And look at this guy. Look at that. Arkansas. They just got internet in Arkansas.
Congratulations.
How much do we love Trev?
I love Trev.
Our friends are showing up tonight. Chris from Bourbon of the Week and Trev and everybody else. Those are the channels, right? Who else? Robbie from Chill Filtered.
Yeah. Phil keeps talking about driving back to Chicago, and I'm like, I
might drive back to Arkansas.
But like when you do that, then you could stop at everyone's homes on the way. And
look at this. This is how you get to be best friends with me. You just pay me compliments.
It's great. At some point, it's not getting to that long before, but remember the movie The Incredibles?
Oh, take it easy. No, come on. No, if it's not one character, it's another. All right, are we moving on to sip 4? Are we on glass 4? Sheesh.
That's how we got introduced, remember?
That is true. That's what you liked about me the most.
If you wanted to know how the first time Phil and I spoke, it was he walked into a room and he had the craziest hair. And I walked over to him like, your hair is awesome. And that's how we met.
And then you plopped down on my lap. It's the weirdest interaction ever. It was also, it was in a trailer park. All right. Sip number 4.
Oh, this smells so different than the other ones.
This one also comes to us from Bull Run Distillery.
Oh, cool. I've heard of them.
This is a 2019 rye whiskey.
Yeah.
So I assume that means it was barreled in 2019.
Oh, nice.
No. Yeah, that's what the rest of them did. Yeah. So 4-year rye, grain bill, 95 rye, 5% 8% malted barley. I think this is an MGP actually whiskey. I don't know that they made this themselves. I actually haven't asked.
Well, we'll let you know when we know. Yeah.
Anyway, 119.14 proof. Actually, you know what? I've got a rye whiskey right behind me. I could tell you exactly.
119.14?
Yep. Produced and bottled by Bull Run Distilling Company.
Sweet.
I think that means that they made it, right?
Yeah.
So
is
interesting.
Carlton, Oregon, is that where
Wine
they
country
do
area.
all of the rice? Or
I assume so.
yeah, okay.
Okay. So here we go. On to the rye. I'm going to write it down.
It's going to take you a second. The first time I nosed the glass, I went kind of a circle in my head because it doesn't smell at all like the first three. So I had to kind of readjust my senses.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting.
But now I'm getting a lot of... This one actually smells like fruit. This one has some cherry notes to it.
All right, let's see.
At first it was...
Holy cow.
I know. It's way different.
There's a lot of rye on this.
Yeah.
Citrusy, lemony. Oh, just huge rye grain.
It's almost
Incredible.
like a peel, like a citrus peel.
Let's see. Gandy Road only had a Bull Run 13 year. Yeah.
Wow.
And their values too. They're well-aged stuff.
It is rye bread. It is rye grainy. It is, you can definitely tell that this is.
It's nice.
Yeah.
Carlos here from Point Blank, Texas. Went to culinary school in Portland.
Pretty flat for a white guy. I agree. It's pretty flat for a white guy.
Oh, wow.
Wait, where you went to? Oh, sweet.
This smells amazing.
Okay.
You ready to sip this?
Yeah.
Here we go. Rye whiskey.
Just burn my nose hairs a little bit. Trying to.
You all right?
Yeah, I'm just seeing if you're gonna make it through the sip.
Come on, man.
Oh, that's different. Well, that's a rye.
Feels white. It doesn't show, I know.
Ooh, this is definitely a rye.
Ooh.
Anise, rye, baking spices in here. I mean, that was just the first sip.
This got a root beer barrel on it.
Oh, yeah, like the little candies?
Yeah, when you said anise, that's what it reminded me of. Oh, man.
They still make those root beer candies?
Oh, they have to have, right? The little
Those
plastic wrapped root
probably
beer
in those
barrels.
big candy stores.
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh, man.
My aunt would know. She loves candy.
This is like vanilla coated root beer barrels.
Well, this is going to be really tough because this is so incredibly different than the other ones. I feel like maybe it's easier to pick between all ryes or all, everything, anything else.
Right. Holy cow. Okay, well, this is insane. This is going to be impossible. That's got huge flavor. That doesn't go anywhere. I'm actually distraught at how difficult this is going to be because I was really hoping to have an easy night and then we could just kick back and drink some whiskey.
Well, it's really citrusy.
Yeah.
Man. Really lemony. Wow.
It's still providing flavor. I don't have to do anything here. I'm just sitting here getting more tasting notes.
There's an herbal tea-ness to this?
There's definitely some tea. There's leather.
I feel like I'm on fire tonight.
as I'm talking, there's like a leather, like a black leather belt sort of thing happening. They always have to. Mm-hmm. It's the hardest thing in the world to explain, but everybody gets that, right? Like brown leather and black leather 100%. Have different notes. It's one of the most insane notes, but I like it.
My comment on this is that
it's warm though.
You gotta like ryes for this one.
It's buttery though.
Yeah.
The butteriness is something else.
Yeah. This screams a rye. We had a rye recently where I drank it and was thinking that there's no way it could have been a rye. It was just so bourbon-tastic. And then it ended up being a rye. Anyway, this is unmistakably a rye.
Do you know what this reminds me of? It reminds me of like rare breed rye, but like intensified, like pumped way up. I think it's more complex.
Rare breed rye. We have that on the shelf.
Yeah, it's more lemony, but I think this might actually be more complex than I remember rare breed being. That's wild. That's a really, really good whiskey.
This almost this has a little bit of
I agree with Barter. He says this tasting is screaming sample pack.
I know it's good. I want to do a sample
Oh
pack of
my
this.
goodness.
It has, to me, this has a little bit of because we're comparing things. So you try to compare things to things that people have had, has a little willetness to it.
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
Man.
I don't know. I mean, I can't remember like Willet's pot still, right?
Yeah. Ooh-wee.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So
That's dynamite.
this is tough because this one doesn't fall in line with the other ones.
It doesn't follow in line with anything.
Yeah.
It's so much flavor. It's all over the place.
I mean, I did drink the most of that one, so that's number 2 too. But,
I only took 2 little sips of that one. I didn't need any more. Ooh, sheesh.
man, I got a lot of notes on this one. Okay.
Yeah. Wow.
Do you feel reserved? Right? I thought it was gonna be easy. I don't know why I always think things are easy.
I do have a front runner. I have kind of
Do
I have a front runner that's out there by a lot, but I need to start thinking about it in terms of what will appeal to everybody else, because I do have a fairly
just so that everyone knows why it's going to be super loud as the mic right now.
I do have a fairly unique palate. Like, not everybody agrees with me on flavors, so
I'm chewing slow.
you're doing great. How do you want to do this? You want to start with the rye and go back the other way?
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm going to do it.
I'd like to do it like we were doing a blind, and
I agree
go
with
the other
Kathy
way?
here. We both actually did. We did a video on this. We both agreed. Wild Turkey 101 rye. We preferred it to
oh my god, I love them. Yeah,
rare breed.
I'd buy a case of it if I could.
A Wild Turkey 101?
Yeah, the rye.
Go buy a case of it.
It's like
available.
I know, but I'm not gonna do that. I mean, I might. I do like. I want to do this like we're doing a blind, and go the other way, just because the flavors do change a lot. Ooh, this is tricky because it's almost like you got to pick.
Took a big sip that time.
You got to pick your favorite between the first 3, and then it's got to like
Beat the rye.
but not because the rye is. I'm just saying this in general, but not because the rye is better, just because the rye's profile is so different than the first 3. So you got to pick the winner in the first 3, and then.
Well, one of the things that's standing out to me here,
unless you hate the rye, then it doesn't really matter.
Hal just brought this up, that if it's too ethanol hot, then it won't appeal.
Mm-hmm.
None of these struck me as being ethanol hot. There was one that was hotter than the others on the first sip, but nothing that I found offensive in any way.
Ironically, I thought the first glass had a little bit of that ethanol feel to it.
Mm-hmm.
On just the first sip, and then it kind of dissipated, and that's the lowest proof, which is weird.
It happens.
I mean, not weird, but like, okay. Are you gonna?
I just took a sip of the rye already. I took a big sip, and I found it to be flavorful. Is that helpful?
Yeah.
There is a black leather presence there. That's interesting to me.
I don't know if you know this about me, but I like ryes.
Is that right?
The thing about ryes, though, is that I understand that it only appeals to
People who love ryes.
50% of the people. Yeah.
There's a tobacco presence on the nose here. It's so there's so much complexity. This is not like a usual rye.
It's bready too.
Mm-hmm.
I like this. This is tricky.
Let me ask this I'll put this to everybody out there. Based on what we've been saying about these whiskeys, what sounds the best to you right now?
Oh, cheesecake sounds better than what I.
You got a cherry pie.
Yeah, and I don't even like cherries. That's so funny because we drink.
That was it. That was the inspiration. That
It's
was
not
the
that I
impetus.
don't like cherries.
There was an apple there. You just didn't go for it.
No, there was no apple left when
Really?
I got there. Yeah, they were
I
all
thought there was
taken.
still an apple left.
No, I looked for it. Unless there
Oh, I
was
should have.
something
I should have
else.
hid one for you.
Yeah, where were you on that?
Trying not to cheat.
It was a. Anyway, I don't want to talk about it because it's just a lot.
Interesting angle from Peach Coke. Pick the one that you like best, and that's what we've done. That's what we did the first time, but we also thought that would appeal to everybody else. So
What?
That Trail's End, it was so good. We were like, no, that's it. That's the.
Oh
that's
yeah,
the
it didn't
winner.
even matter if I thought it was. If it would have. That one didn't matter if I thought it would appeal. It does. It is gonna appeal, but it blew me away.
Yeah.
I liked it so much, and that's probably how I'll go again. I mean, it is our.
Matt H says that number 2 sounds good. CPA Whiskey says number 2. Kathy wants a sample pack. Russ says number 2, then the rye. Some ryes are hitters, but not many. I don't know, man. I'm a rye guy. There's just so many good ones out there. Matter of fact, when I go to a craft distillery, I usually find that I prefer the ryes. Maybe because they don't need to age that long, and most craft distilleries don't have a lot of age under their belts when it comes to that. But missed the first one. Give us a quick summary. What'd you write on the first one, Jules?
Oh, the first one I said
It was a bourbon.
the nose. Yeah, I said the nose was sweet and bubblegum, so sugary and bubblegum. And on the palate, I put oaky brown sugar, honey, and it was chewy.
Yeah.
Which doesn't sound great, but that's a good comment. Like, chewy is a good comment. I just went to the Pinot. Man, that first sip, the butterscotch really takes
You're on glass
takes
3
over.
here.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep
The flavors are really powerful on glass number 3. It's very sweet, but it has a nice complexity to it. Just to go over my notes from the Pinot on the way up: butterscotch, sugar, oaky, black pepper, sticky, vanilla bean, and leather is what I got on this one.
Sparky says ryes are like mother's milk to us here in Canada. Number 4 gets my vote. Leslie Lockett says number 2 and the rye. Yeah, Don Davis, number 2 American whiskey. Yeah, go for the unique complexity. Number 2, then the rye for Rebel. Pick the taste bomb. Would all 4 barrels yield 100 bottles each? Probably in that neighborhood. Yeah, probably a little more, I would guess. Although some of those stuff that's been aged for a really long time might have considerably less.
Yeah. Wow. What do you think of the Pinot?
I'm going back in.
Man, the Pinot
But there's
is
a nice,
very sweet.
It's almost like a combination of honey. It's almost like a red wine with a ton of honey on the nose now.
I like the Pinot.
It's very nice.
There's a reason. A lot of people, not a lot of people, but people finish in Pinot barrels or casks or whatever. And there must be a reason, because it is good. I've had Pinot finish things before and I've really liked it. It is very popular.
I just burped a little bit and there was more Pinot on the burp.
Yeah.
If that's helpful out there.
But being popular makes that like a negative to me.
Well, yeah. But it is
so
honey-tastic,
good.
though.
Yeah.
It is honey-tastic. I have to be completely honest. The flavor profile is great.
Mm-hmm.
I really love glass number 3. It is terrific.
122.9 proof, though. By the way. Yeah, not though.
And as far as
Okay.
this type of whiskey goes, it's at the top of the list. I love it.
Solid. And everyone would love it.
I'm not a huge Pinot finish guy. And I think that's affecting me here. Because I do think that quality-wise, as what it would appeal to most people, I think this is right up there, but it doesn't crush my palate the way that I would like it to.
To be fair, when we were at Bull Run, there was a different barrel that was finished in some other wine cask. I can't remember.
Merlot, I think.
Maybe it was Merlot that you really liked.
Yeah.
And I didn't like it at all.
It might have actually been a white wine cask. It might have been Chardonnay or something, but it was...
I think it started with an M.
Whatever it was, it
didn't
was
sound
hitting
like
my palate
Merlot, but it
perfectly.
was something a little bit different. If EJ and MJ are on here, they were with us, so maybe they would remember.
Or if Lee and Jen are here from Bull Run, if you guys are on.
Yeah. That was interesting because you felt really strongly about that one, and I felt really strongly in the other way, and that's why we eliminated it.
Yeah.
Because it just kind of, I thought it was good, but I liked the Pinot better, and so we only moved one forward. So that's
right. That's true.
That's
I did
probably
like that.
why you're feeling this way.
That one actually hit my palate way better than this one.
Yeah. This is sweeter, which hits my palate.
Malbec cask. I wonder if it was a Malbec.
I feel like that's like my favorite wine. So
whatever it was, they source all their barrels from Oregon, so it would have been something made in Oregon, which I love that idea of again promoting Oregon, but at the same time it has to be the best one on the table. So
I can't complain about number 3. There's no complaint to me. There's no complaint. I don't have any.
I have nothing to say about it other than it's not the profile that I find the most delightful.
Yeah, there's nothing that I don't like about number 3.
I'm gonna go for one more sip of that.
Okay.
I just want to know. You can move on if you want to. Okay.
I'm moving on. Ooh.
It is butterscotch honey-tastic though on the nose.
It has a bit of a potpourri nose into it. So this is the American whiskey. This was the one started this whole rigmarole. Not started it, but it was so different. 117.38 proof. My notes on this one on the way out were more grain forward, white sugar, maple sugar, nougat, vanilla bean, real vanilla bean, and then I said it had a little bit of peach or something like peachy about it.
There is a little bit of that stone fruit happening on glass 3 here. The last sip I had of glass 3 was pretty good. Even though it's not my favorite style, it's awfully good whiskey.
Wow. You know what I like about this one? It's different. Number 2. Dang.
I'm going to sit here for a second and just give my palate a second. Wow.
Dang, I like number 2.
This is so
I don't know.
tough.
What is number 2? Oh, it's barreled.
It's
old.
Yeah, it's the 15-year American whiskey.
Dang,
Barreled in ex-bourbon casks.
There's a little bit of leather. Like, it's like if leather was soaked in honey.
This is our maple syrup bomb too.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Like there's just enough nuance in this one. You know, like sometimes they take on crazy rides. There's so much sweetness on here, but it's balanced enough that it's not too sweet. I like this.
No pressure.
Please
What's up, Dr. Dukes?
Good
to see you, man.
Yeah.
I want to go to Argentina, dance a tango, and then have a fantastic steak with a Malbec. Then I can die happily.
That sounds good. Invite us. We'll come along.
Why don't we move? Everybody go. Come on. Yeah. We're all going to Argentina.
It's on my list.
Yeah.
I got to.
We're going with the
pages and I got a whole Google Doc of like, wouldn't it be great if we went to all these places and we'll never go to someday?
The new Pages and Pours travel get together. Argentina next.
I am curious where you're going to go with this flight. We always talk about Patreon meetups.
Oh, man.
We'll just go somewhere real. I'm going to pull out the wackadoo from 2022. We'll go somewhere real wackadoo.
I want to sit. We have a lot left of each one of these. I want to take glass 2 out back and smoke a pipe and sip on that whiskey.
Dang, I like this.
It's exceedingly sweet, but in the best possible way.
I was going to say that of all the ones that were on the table, I was the most curious about this one because I was like, I don't know if I'm going to like number 2.
Holy cow.
I do.
It still hits my palate perfectly. If you like maple syrup and vanilla, that's a crusher.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Did you like my comment about leather-soaked honey? Because that's what I feel like it is.
Yeah, but it's gentle on those notes.
Oh,
it's not overly leathery. It's not overly honey-tastic.
No, it's not.
I still would argue there's more maple syrup than honey here.
This rides a line between, gosh, is it almost like sweet and savory?
Mm-hmm. I left that on my palate for a long time. There's a little root beer there too.
Oh, I'd be so curious to see what Jen and Lee thought about what they think about number 2.
Whatever we choose, they're gonna be like, you're wrong, because they're experts.
Well, maybe they wouldn't be like, I can't believe you liked that.
We should have brought them on. I don't know why we didn't.
I know. Yeah.
Oh man.
A bunch of people said they liked number 2 from our tasting notes. That means we did a good job because I mean, they all tasted great, but I
mean, just for the record, this whiskey is not actually a finished whiskey. This is it's an American whiskey because it uses ex-bourbon casks instead of a new charred American oak. So think Michter's American whiskey. This is the same idea. But this one just happens to have been in the barrel since 2008.
Yeah.
Holy cow. More than 15 years now. And it's 117 proof, but it doesn't drink that way. We have to get to glass 1 and do some A/B testing. I need to cleanse my palate because there's a lot to do yet.
Do you know what's nice about this blind? Is that we know what we're drinking. It's not blind. So this lineup, we know what we're drinking, and we have extra. Normally I get low. Rusty says Julie's getting dangerously low in our drink. Normally I can't revisit.
We got a lot to do here. Yeah. It's the yummy factor that wins it for me all the time, says Matt. Miracle Martinez, good to see you.
Yeah, hit the like button. Today I'm just gonna say like all the things
we'd ever say. All the social stuff.
Instagram at the Bourbon Van. Is that right?
Yeah. You've been there once.
I watch our stuff pop up.
Yeah. You got a hair doing a thing over here. Okay, there we go. I didn't get it at all.
Thanks for taking care of me. Actually, that was probably on purpose. You gotta have a little differentiation. Otherwise, it's just like
sticking out to here. That wasn't on purpose.
I like that one.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go into number 1.
No pressure. Pick a good one. Thank you, Eric. That means a lot to us. Here we go. Glass number
Philly
one.
Julie we trust. Also, you said something about
Come on, this is a totally different style of whiskey.
Yeah.
This was so fruity now. There was no fruit here before.
Yeah. We were talking about the American whiskey. 4th of July, we were trying to decide what we were going to bring to our barbecue that we were going to. And we went with Michter's American because
America.
4th of July.
And that bottle is almost gone.
It was full when we brought it.
It's only 83 proof. If you're
thought,
going to drink all day, bring an 83 proof
well, and that's what,
whiskey.
I mean, that was another reason that we brought it. But I didn't think anyone was going to drink it outside of like Phil. And then maybe
I did drink
one other person. But like the entire, when we went to leave, I was like, who drank this whole bottle? There wasn't even that many of us there.
This is like a mixed berry. It's like blueberry, raspberry, blackberry. Put this on some Greek yogurt in the morning.
The nose actually smells different on the way out. It's a little bit
It's totally
richer.
different. Yeah, it's fruity. And I love this is the bourbon, by the way. Bull Run bourbon always hits for me. This is a high rye version. Mavis, what are you doing, baby girl? You coming up? Nope, not just walking past.
She's not a stand up and she's not a jump upper.
Mm-mm.
I gotta always grab her, and she Supermans it. Like I think she's small, so she like does this like weird like her arms are like
She's a little strange.
Like flies like that.
I would argue again that this Bull Run bourbon hits like Knob Creek on that first sip back again. And I love Knob Creek single barrels. Okay, so let's do the rundown really quickly.
Oh, yeah.
Because we're back at glass number 1. That's what we're tasting right now. Glass number 1 is the bourbon. It is a 8-year bourbon, and it is 113.6. There you go. Glass number 2 is the American. That is a 15-year whiskey aged in ex-bourbon casks. That is 96 corn, 4% barley, 117 proof. Glass number 3 is a 15-year American whiskey, Pinot finished, and it is 122.96. And glass number 4 is the rye. It is a 4-year aged, and it is 119.14 proof. That's a 95.5 rye.
I have this does happen when we do this, and I'm going to do a little A/B testing. But I think I have a number 1, and I have a number. None of them are losers. We always like to say that, like nothing in the lineup is a loser, but like you do have to put them in order. So I have a number 1 and a number 4. I need a circle around in my 2 and 3 and to make sure it doesn't compete with number 1.
Yeah, we're gonna A/B next.
But feeling pretty good. I feel like there's no wrong answer, but
I'm actually
there's a right answer, and I'm wondering if we're on the same page.
I'll be fully honest. I'm shocked by the order that I'm going in right now, but I have a 1 through 4 at the moment.
I do want to peek at your order. I don't want to yet.
Let's A/B test first.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna go back to glass number 1. I'm gonna cleanse the palate.
Are you gonna do 1, 2?
I'm
3,
gonna do
4?
1, 3, 4, 2.
Oh, so you're gonna mix these 2 and these 2? Yeah, that sounds solid.
And then I'll probably go back. 1, 3, 4, 2 is how I'm gonna start.
Yeah.
You're just making the sample pack case. Honestly, and we've said this over and over tonight, these are winners of winners. There are no losers here. These are all great.
I wonder what that would cost to do this.
Jen and Lee will be in touch
This again
tomorrow.
is like the perfect, like, we keep talking about our things,
It
right?
is the bandolero.
The bandolero. You can
Right?
have all 4.
Just come across the chest, right? That'd be great.
They're all so incredibly different, and there's not one that I dislike.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes you'd have something and you're like, doesn't hit my palate at all.
Yeah.
There's definitely a couple that hit my palate more than the others. But I would,
The troublesome thing with the sample pack is if we did it, it would cost more for the packaging. Now, Oregon Spirit actually has one with their single malts right now. They have a 3-pack in a little carrying case, and it's genius. It's brilliant. It's $75, by the way. If you're in Oregon, get one. Just the coolest thing to try different single malts. But it would cost more, but I still think it would be a fun challenge.
The
glass 1 is still good.
The butterscotch at number 3 is out of control.
Oh, completely.
It's not out of control in a bad way. It's so good. Hi, you want to come say hi?
Yeah, we will share both of our orders, and we'll work through it here. Oh, there's a nugget.
Hi, look at. I know, sweet girl. There you go. Well, okay.
She's gonna have some pretzels now.
See,
Here, wait a minute. We got treats for her. You want to give her a treat?
maybe you should. Maybe she can high five her on top. Want treats?
Nah, she's out of here.
All right.
She doesn't care. We brought treats in case she came back all high energy.
I feel like
knocking things off the table.
one time we did that for when Norman turned 16. Remember, we brought him on screen, and he
did a little
fist
fist
bumped
bump.
for us.
Yeah.
So we're training Mavis to high five.
Maybe we'll do a little video for the Patreon.
She does a double high five, and
Yeah.
I feel like that's as good as we're gonna get with that one because I'm not as dedicated to.
Actually, wait, we have a
training.
video coming out on Monday. I'm pretty sure that the Mavis addendum that we'd always do with the credits.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's a Mavis high five for treats.
Oh,
That's
nice.
on Monday's video.
Yeah, good.
David Babcock here. Cheers from the Ogre Lounge. What's going on over there, Ogres?
What are you
is
drinking?
up?
Always interested because you're always drinking something crazy.
You drinking some Bull Run? Let us know.
Oh yeah, you should be drinking. If you're drinking something crazy, switch to the Crazy Bull Run.
Mm-hmm. Going back to glass number 3 over here.
Number 3 is so butterscotchy.
The nose is all butterscotch.
And I don't say that in a bad way. It's just so delicious.
Mhm.
It is like drinking.
The nose, you would be confused.
It's like drinking sugary goodness. Like
Before you get to the palate, you might think that's a Maker's.
I'm telling you, I think I said
Yeah.
that at the top of the hour. Top of the hour. I guess it is the top, not this hour. The top of the 5 hour. It reminded me a bit of Makers, with just that sweetness.
Don't eat that.
Don't do that.
The cat's crazy. Here she comes. Water and vodka for David Backtop. Yeah, it's hot out there, man. Whiskey, Vans, Cat in the Wild on a Leash. What's not to like? I agree.
I'm doing a good job. Well,
Tonight you're doing a good job.
no, I am doing a great job tonight. I'm feeling pumped because there's sometimes that we do.
Look at you.
No, there's sometimes we do tastings, and I'm like, I got nothing.
We got a high energy bourbon van tasting going on
I
right
feel
here
like
tonight.
my palate is on point tonight.
It's a special feeling. It's a special night. I hope you guys can feel the energy out there.
But I was actually talking about my leash training with Mavis.
Oh no,
I'm doing like a superb job. She is just the sweetest. Okay, I did 1 to 3. I'm going to do 2 and 4. I'm going to keep me on track here.
Yeah, 3's outstanding. That's really, really
I want to
good.
pick something so that we can just start chatting.
You know what's crazy is that glass 3, even though it's not a style that I prefer, I was like, oh, that's definitely not going to do well for me. It's doing better than I expected, considerably better. Sheesh. Where'd you go, glass 2?
2.
Yeah.
Oh dang. I just did glass 2 and I picked up 4 going, oh shoot, this is the rye.
Yeah.
I know it's gonna be really different. And I drank the rye and the rye is so good.
The rye is insanely complex for a rye whiskey, especially when it's only 4 years aged.
That the rye has the most. Maybe that's why I just squeaked a little bit. Maybe that's why I like rye so much. I do write the most flavor notes on rye because I do find them so interesting. And I say that in a positive, but that can also be construed as a negative because I find rye like to be thinkers. Like
Yeah.
there's so many things that happen and it's so grainy and so farmy. You really do have to embrace a rye.
If you that's the thing about this rye too. If you like ryes, you're going to love this rye.
I love this rye.
I know.
It's
dynamite. Dylan having himself a Nashville Barrel 8-year single barrel bourbon. How good is Nashville Barrel?
This is I think I have a winner.
You want to whisper it to me, or you just want to come out with it?
No, I'm interested to see what you have to think. It doesn't have to be the winner, but I think I know which one that I'm thinking in terms of what I like, how I felt tonight. I'm thinking in terms of the people that are watching and what they may like, because that is a consideration, because obviously we want you guys to want to drink this. I'm thinking in terms of something that is a little bit, these are my criteria in my head. You know, what is still so delicious, so beautiful, but maybe a little bit different than something that you've had before.
It is unique, yeah. The one that I've got in mind for number 1, all of these I think are unique, except maybe glass 1 reminds me a lot of a Knob Creek pick, which is always a slam dunk. They're great.
There's a little nuttiness.
I'm surprised by the order that I've got, though. Crossing my arms.
I'm not.
I'm taking this so serious.
So here's the thing. I'm not gonna put my 2 and 3 in an order because they could all be front runners for number 1.
Yeah.
But if
they could be, depending on mood, certainly.
100%. So I have a favorite. My second and third aren't really second and third. At any day that they could be number 1.
I agree.
And if we're
I shouldn't say that. I actually think that one of them is number 1.
And then if we're different on what we think our number 1 is, then we can talk about it.
Yeah.
And then there's the one that is good, but is kind of an outlier for me.
I would agree with that. I have one that's obvious. I have one that doesn't blow me away.
All right. So do we want to go with what we pick? Like our number 1? We don't need to. We can go through the order later, but do we want to see if we're aligned with our pick?
Okay. On the count of 3, push your number 1 glass forward.
Okay. I like it. Are you guys ready? This is like the weird pause that nobody will be ready.
You can see just enough of it down there.
Yeah.
So it's 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah. So this was
the bourbon,
American.
Yeah, Mavis is the tiebreaker.
Pinot and rye.
Yep.
And Mavis is scratching my foot right now.
Oh, good girl.
Yeah.
1.
Are we doing it 3 push?
2. Yeah, 1, 2, 3 push.
All right.
1, 2, 3.
Oh, yes.
Oh, we both did number 2. I thought for sure you did number 3.
Yeah. Oh, I'm so excited.
Wow. Okay. Well, that's our pick then, right?
We don't even need to. Yeah.
How about that?
I loved this one. Okay, so I got this one made me excited on the way out, on the way back, A/B testing. I was like, there was something special about this American whiskey. It's so funny.
Here we go. This is what we picked. It's the Bull Run Distillery 2008 barrel strength American. Since 2008, it's been in the barrel. Over 15 years. Ex-bourbon cask, 96% corn, not porn, 4% barley, 117.38 proof. And that's our pick right there.
Oh my gosh. I loved this one.
I'm a maple syrup fiend. Literally, it's uncomfortable to be around me. Yeah. And I love it.
There was so much to love about all of these, but this one stood out to me. And if you didn't like it, then I was willing to look at the other ones because
we had to collaborate.
The Pinot one is freaking phenomenal. Even though
what was the rest of your order?
But even if this wasn't our pick, I want a bottle of whoever's pick this is gonna be, or if you just barrel it, I'm gonna buy this one.
Right. What was the rest of your order?
Well, I'm gonna tell you that too. So this was my number 1.
Yeah.
And this was my number 4.
That same for me. And completely unexpected because I love their bourbon. Yeah. And it's still finished 4th for me.
Yeah. And 3 and 4 for me could have been contenders for number 1, but they're definitely tied for number 2.
Yeah, they're too different.
They're so different. And this is so sweet. This one I loved all of the flavors about it and the butterscotchiness, but I just think that this was, I don't know. I don't know what I think about number 2, but I just loved it so much. It was for me a no-brainer.
Yeah. By the way, if for those of you who need to get a bottle shipped to you, if you are in a state that they don't allow it, please reach out to us. We will try to find a solution for you.
Yeah, for sure.
So we'll figure it out together. I
love.
Thank you so much, Daryl.
I can't believe that.
By the way, good to see you, Daryl. I didn't know you were even on tonight. Cheers.
I feel like we were just talking about Daryl earlier today.
We were. This is okay. So let's talk about what we picked here. American whiskey, 15 plus years aged, barrel strength from Bull Run, and it is stunningly good. And if you like maple syrup, it's not the most complex one on the table. I think that award goes to the rye, surprisingly.
I think the rye is phenomenal. If it was a pick for just
shared pour, by the way.
If it was a pick that it was just for rye lovers or for me, I love this. I understand I don't want to say I understand the market, but I understand that ryes are tricky.
Sure.
I will say this: if you like rye, check out Bull Run Rye because I think they're doing some amazing things with ryes, and that's from somebody who loves a rye.
Yeah, exactly. And even at 95.5, it's not 100% rye, but 95.5 is enough to make it very interesting as a rye whiskey. Yeah. But And the Pinot, like I said, that's not my favorite style, and I loved this.
How hilarious that we put.
I was almost maybe we should have done it blinds, just because I had a little preconceived notion, but there was still a little bit too much wine in that for my taste. But I really, really liked that American whiskey.
You get just you can be swayed by the colors too. The Pinot's just so rich looking. So let's go.
Yeah,
so I think it's really funny that we put the one we chose in the super good glass because it is flipping super good. So I'm gonna go through
by the
my
way,
notes.
Patreon's new Kenzie's coming soon.
Yeah.
So you know.
I'm gonna go through my flavor notes. You want to go through yours, and then so the pick that we're going with, and obviously this is not, but is the American whiskey. It's 2008 barrel strength. It comes in at a whopping 117.38. I said it's more grain forward with a white sugar on the nose, maple sugar, nougat, vanilla bean, a little peachy, leather-soaked honey on the palate. Wonderful finish. What did you got? What do you have? What do you have?
Listen to your tasting, though. That's insane.
I'm telling you, I did a really
said?
good job today.
I said, holy maple syrup. There's great vanilla. And then I said, oh,
Half
mama.
me.
And I said, holy maple syrup, great vanilla, oh, mama.
Oh,
Those were my
mama
tasting notes. That's literally my tasting notes.
And oh, mama is, I'm pumped. This is how I want to feel when I pick something.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't want to feel mediocre about it. Like, I guess
this is the second time out of two. We've only picked 2 barrels. We picked more in conjunction with other people, but our first 2 are the Trail's End and this one.
Do you know what I love about Bull Run too? When we had approached them and were chatting about a potential pick, they're like, we're going to send them to you. We'd love for you to pick one, but don't feel like you have to. Like, they were very like, if you don't like them, like, don't worry about it. Like, we'll work with you, whatever. And I just want them to know.
Yeah.
This was an amazing This was an amazing lineup. They were all delicious. I can't speak more highly about what we've drank tonight. And I think that this one is going to be phenomenal. I'm excited. I
feel Katie,
Yes.
Katie, if Shared Pour delivers to Georgia, it'll go to Georgia. It will be through Shared Pour. And
I feel like Georgia is a shipping state.
If you are in a place where it's not, I don't know why it's starred a bunch of. I don't know.
Like you're doing it.
I'm not trying to. I'm not sure why my things are starred. Sorry. I hope that didn't just mess up the chat. But what were we talking about?
Georgia.
If you go on sharedpour.com, you should be able to ship to Georgia. And if you're not, just reach out to us. We'll figure something out.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I'm super glad that I didn't get a ton of whiskey this week because I feel like I did it.
I'm so impressed by your tasting notes.
No, we've been a little bit in sync this year, but not completely.
No, we usually aren't. Not completely.
I felt a little bit good about this one. I knew that as much as I loved the Pinot, in the back of my head, I was like, it's probably a little sweet. Yeah. You love everything about this. Did you think I was going to go for the rye?
I thought you were going Pinot.
Oh, you did.
The nose on the Pinot. I do
amazing.
think that the nose on the Pinot is unfreaking believable. It's that good.
Well, and the thing about the Pinot is,
but the taste is number 2.
If you have never drank, it's one of those bottles. It's kind of like the Trail's End 10. We always tell people like, oh, my friend likes whatever. He wants to get into bourbon. What should we buy him? And we do tell him like drink this. The Pinot to me feels like
this bottle right here, by the way.
Yeah, the Pinot to me feels like that kind of bottle.
Yeah,
like it's sweet and delicious. It's
like a cocktail.
I think it's the highest proof that we had tonight, right?
Yeah, you could put that Pinot over a big ice cube, and anybody would like that because it tastes like a cocktail.
Yeah, it's desserty and delicious, and the Pinot feels like the one that's like super appealing and beginner to extra-mediate can love it. I just thought that the American had the nice balance of all the things that I love about it, with just a little bit of interest.
I thought the American showed up with the age.
Yeah.
That 15 years.
I'm so excited.
15 years makes a huge difference in the complexity of it, and the sweetness it's absurdly delicious. The maple syrup just kills me, and I love that. I hope you guys like it as much as I do.
I'm also excited that
Katie.
We did like a second look at it. Because when we were at Bull Run, obviously we were doing an event, and like we were high on like the fun and meeting people and doing all the things. And so this was like a pretty chill atmosphere, but I feel as pumped as I did when we were drinking it then.
Yeah. Gandy Road, we picked glass number 2, the American whiskey at 117.38 proof. Grain bill, mash bill, 96% corn, 4% barley.
Yeah.
Ex-bourbon casks for the aging. Absolutely delicious. It'll be on shared pour. And once again, these are cask strength bourbons, so we don't, or cask strength whiskeys. We don't know what the yield will be once they're bottled.
Right.
We won't find out until they're bottled. The Trails End 10, we want to say again, it's not released yet. We are waiting. It has to ship from Oregon. It's been bottled. We're waiting for it to be shipped to DC so it can go on sale. It will go on sale to our Patreons first. It'll be each level we will go through from one to the next until our Patreons have had a chance to get it, and then it'll go public. The Trails End only had a yield of about 100 bottles. So we do think that that's going to go really, really quickly. So when it's available, we'll post it on Patreon. We'll post it on YouTube members. You will also get a chance before everybody else. So we will do the best that we can to get that to as many people as possible. But
I feel so excited.
Yeah, absolutely. It's the most fun thing in the world.
I don't know if Trev's still on, but like they've been killing it with barrel picks lately.
Cranking out barrel picks. We're right behind them, though. We're coming through.
Well, I know, but like I was like, oh man, he's much more centrally located than we are, of course, as well.
Yeah.
But they're doing amazing stuff over there. Bourbon Wrench, if you don't follow them, make sure you follow them. Do that. But they're doing great stuff, and I know he's been really excited about all the stuff that he's doing with whiskeychannel.com as well. Follow them as well.
Yes.
And we've been excited. We've been kind of not slow in doing this, but like we've been kind of like picking some local stuff that we wanted to focus on, and I feel really excited. Yeah.
I was just double checking when we're teaming up with Bourbon Judge and Bourbon of the Week, and that is on July 26th. We'll be picking a bottle of AWS out of Georgia. Their Fiddler. So we were actually supposed to pick it tonight, but we were shipped 3 samples from one bottle. Marcus got 3 samples from another bottle, so and Chris got 3 from another bottle. So we've had to resend the samples that we got.
Yeah.
But that's on the 26th of July. ETA, it's really tough to know because they have to be. It takes a while to get into the pipeline to be bottled. Most of the distilleries we've worked with have had to order bottles, then it gets into the pipeline, then it gets bottled, then it has to ship all the way to DC, then it goes on sale, and then it'll be made available. So it does take time. We don't have a timeline yet.
And obviously we just picked it today, so
yeah, it does. With our Trails End pick, we picked that in May.
Oh my gosh, I don't know.
And it's been
forever.
It's been at least 2 months since we picked it. So some of it takes a little while, but Patreons will know first.
Yeah.
And YouTube members, Instagram folks will know then as well. So it does benefit you to be a part of the scene for the Bourbon Van.
I was gonna say, and if I could just promote a little bit more, follow us and you'll find out.
Oh, look at that! Look at Julie. Look, you're such a social media tease. Really impressive stuff.
This was awesome. Do we want to have like a wrap up?
I think we should hang out and drink these whiskeys while we got.
Do you guys want to hang out?
They're all great.
There's still like 80 people online. This is amazing.
If you're willing to hang out, and by the way, for those of you who may have missed it earlier, there is a comment. Everything that started. I never know what's going on. But let me throw up the banner here. Everything in our store, 20%, 25% off tomorrow. And I wish that I could do a link and tell you exactly how that's going to work out. I'm good. Okay. But the 25% off in the store tomorrow. It is thebourbonvan.com. You can go to our website at thebourbonvan.com and click on any of the links there to go to the shop. Or you can click the link that we pinned in the chat earlier tonight. Or you can click in the description. It's in there too. Fill up your cart tonight, and tomorrow click the redeem button at the top of the website, and you will get 25% off everything. And the nice thing there on the store is we've got a ton of new designs. We've got a ton of new products. We've got camp mugs, cool hats, shirts, sweatshirts, tank tops galore. All of our styles are there. Everything is up there. So go and get you something good up there, because we actually filled up a cart ourselves because we get the same discount on Friday. So
you think we get our own stuff for free, but that's not how it works.
No, we filled up our cart. We're going to order it too. We have a new store that we're working with. They work directly with YouTube, so below our videos. That's why when you see the stuff that you can purchase on YouTube. That's since we hit 10,000 subscribers. Hooray! You can order from that store. That's why we joined that store.
Yeah.
So, what do you think? What's your fourth favorite? Tell everybody.
Do you know what I think is that was the longest Mavis have stayed, like, sat still ever.
Oh,
well,
cat party.
cat party. Oh yeah, we never talked about get your butt out of the story.
We did not get into let's hang out a while longer. I agree with Katie Two Cats.
Yeah.
Katie Two Cats, by the way, known as Katie Two Cats because she has 2 cats.
Maybe she's got 22 cats. I hope so.
Good question from Rose's Backyard Barbecue. We did not actually. We chatted with them about potentially joining. But basically, they've been so good to us, and we have such a nice partnership with them that we decided to just stick to when we can, as we have availability and as we have an opportunity. We'll just continue to release barrels if we have a possibility.
Sidebar question: where is the Rose's Backyard Barbecue? Because
where's the Rose's Backyard Barbecue?
Because that brisket looked amazing.
Here's a good question here, by the way, and the answer to that is yes. Working on a trip, literally.
Actually,
I've been working on
visiting.
I've been putting together an itinerary for this winter, and from Austin west, is on that itinerary.
I know, and I know. Oh, gosh, you poor East Coasters. It feels like we need to move back to Chicago so we can differentiate, like get to places easier. But we may.
Do you want to move?
No, I don't. But we are coming to the East Coast. It may not be in the Bourbon van, but we're gonna make something.
That is the trouble. That's the thing. We've been talking about doing Still Austin. We will definitely have. I want to have a meetup at Still Austin. We haven't talked to them about that yet. But we are planning. We've been trying to put together a trip that was going to be Interstate 10 all the way to the East Coast and then circle back and do all the things. The trouble is that we found so many things that we want to do in the Southwest that
it's going to take a while.
It's going to take a while. Like, we're not going to get through from Malibu on I-10 to Austin. It's like, it's going to take us forever because we like to do so much stuff.
Well, I was going to say, like, we like hiking and doing all that kind of stuff. And not just, I like to spend the day like looking around, and we're going to be working while we're doing this. So it's not like we're just, get a full week of just playing around.
Isn't she pretty?
She's very pretty.
Redmond, Oregon. There you go. Rose's Backyard Barbecue.
Oh, it is?
You know who we went? We visited Susan's. They were on our channel on
in
Monday.
Tumalo. I know.
How great was that?
Gosh. Okay. Well, we'll check it out. I love a good barbecue place.
Unless that's just literally you in your backyard having barbecue, in which case.
Oh, well, then we'll
email
just come over.
The bourbonvan@gmail.com. Holler.
I actually didn't think about that. Like, maybe it is just I'm good at barbecue, and I'm the best, which wouldn't surprise me because it's not that we don't really have stellar barbecue here. It's not like we're in Texas.
Texas, we expect to be in California in January, late January.
So like March.
So
because I'm taking.
We will definitely be.
February,
It'll be definitely obvious as the time approaches. We'll make it well known because we'll have a lot of fun out there.
That rye's good.
The rye is wildly.
What are we picking for our?
We having a post live whiskey
for our goodbye drink. I'm finishing up all my glasses too. Now I don't have to be like thinking about them. I can just enjoy them.
You pick.
Oh, something low proof. I always make the mistake.
Well, we haven't opened this Carlton Rye yet.
Should we cork pop?
Sure.
Is that what we want to do?
I want to do something.
You pick something. Whatever you want.
I got to pick. I just asked you to pick.
No, I don't want to pick.
Ugh.
I know. I'm such a pain.
All right.
I could totally do like an oatmeal cookie dessert. Victor's Rye.
You want the straight rye or you want the big proof?
No, the straight rye. Yeah. No proof. That was the mistake I had made like 2 live streams ago where I was like, one more to finish it off. And it was like 130 proof. And
I'm just going to finish the whiskeys I got on the table.
Because
you finished all of your whiskeys on the table.
Well, I wanted to get to our post drink. Well, we're at the end of this one. I wonder if this is.
Trick, how dare you?
I wonder if this is.
I'll
I wonder
have
if
you
this
know
is
that
gonna
I
be
rode a
good
bike
yet.
today I rode a stationary bike for the first time today, and I'm quite proud of myself. If you have, by the way, if you're not following us on Strava, hang on, I got a banner for this.
Oh, I love it.
Boom, we have a running club. You can join it, and you can see what we're up to, and you can tell us what you're up to. We'd love to see it.
Yeah, you'll be the first to know when Julie does stupid stuff like the America Mile, where she eats a hot dog, runs a quarter mile, drinks a beer, runs a quarter mile,
Eats a pie.
eats a pie, runs a quarter mile, does a shot of Fireball, runs a quarter mile,
I think you did great.
and then everyone vomits on the side. Actually, only 2 people
One,
did, and so
maybe 2.
one
We don't
was
know.
not me.
Right. I'm really proud of you.
I'm better than that.
Look at you, hustler.
I don't like the throwing up.
No, nobody likes the throwing
Yeah.
up. Can Strava do cycling stuff? Absolutely. That's actually what I tracked today. Ooh, David Burkett's going to Whiskey Acres Distillery tomorrow for a 2-bottle special release. I love Whiskey Acres. We got a great single barrel of theirs from Benny's a few years ago. That was awesome.
Oh, Benny's. If we knew now what we knew then, is that the
When we
phrase?
lived in Chicago?
Yeah.
We just
If
went to
we-
Kentucky when we lived in Chicago.
I know, but like we went to Benny's to get like, Captain Morgan's with a handle.
Because you bought it by the case.
Like we didn't realize, but nobody like the whiskey scene was not crazy. Like we were able to buy Pappy back then.
We
It
did.
was just
I had,
randomly.
to, I had to ride my bike 25 miles across
I
Chicago
know,
to
but
get it,
like-
but you could get it.
But you could still get it. I mean, that's the weird stuff. Like that was a time. That was. I feel old saying that, but that was a time before all this craziness.
This rye is caramel-tastic, by the way. There's a lot of beauty here.
I like the ride.
Pappy who? Pappy O'Daniel. I watched Oh Brother Roar Out though when
I
you
was
were
gone?
when you were
Yeah.
out of town recently. I love that movie. Bonafide.
I feel like I've only watched it fully once. I've seen parts. I like the part where they're singing. I think that's the end. I know there's a lot of. Anyway, we don't have to talk about it.
Awesome. Lee and Jennifer, if you're watching,
Or tomorrow. If you're
and the
working
rest of the
tomorrow.
team, absolutely fantastic. We'll be in touch.
I loved this lineup.
This is our winner. For those of you that missed it, Bull Run Distillery 2008 barrel strength American whiskey, ex-bourbon cask because it was aged in, grain bill of 96% corn, 4% barley, and an ABV or 117.38 proof.
I hope they still have it.
It's a miracle. It's so good. If they don't have it, we'll do
We'll
another
be
one.
back next
We'll do another
Thursday.
live stream. We'll see you a week from now. Yeah.
We have been sitting on it for a while. So I'll be like, we're just gonna bottle that.
Yeah, that's outstanding. Yeah, David says that Whiskey Acres is doing a 7-year bourbon and Muscatel cask finished bourbon. I saw that 7-year bourbon on their Instagram. That looks pretty good to me.
Mhm.
Tell them the Bourbon Band says hi. We love them. Peach Coat could hear me singing along with the movie. He doesn't live that far away.
This is good too.
Is it?
Yeah.
I'm sticking with Bull Run all night. I'm Bull Run all night tonight.
You're running with the bull.
Say now.
Yeah. Got to get your red. What is the thing that they wave?
Cape.
Yeah, sure. Cape is less sexy than I thought you were gonna come up with. I thought it was like a term,
I don't know anything about
Yeah, I don't either. Yeah.
bullfighting.
You know what we do know something about and not something about?
Bull Run.
I was gonna say the Tour de France.
We do love the Tour de France. You guys watching the Tour de France? Anybody? Are we the only ones?
We're probably the only ones. We only watch the highlights. It's not like we watch the things.
We watch NBC Sports coverage on YouTube, the free extended highlights.
Heck
every
yeah.
day.
Why
But
do
I'll have you
I don't want
know,
to sit there for 5 hours. I just want the 26-minute recap.
there's a lot of people that are like, there's no good American riders. There are.
There is.
There's
And
some good ones this
And
year.
he could
one of
win
them,
the King of the Mountain.
the King of the Mountain jerseys is on an American right
Yeah.
now. There's an American in the top 10, Sepp Kuss.
Yeah. I mean, we're not going to win it.
Anyway, I'm excited about
Yeah.
it. Pages and Pours, of course, you're watching. We knew you would be. Oh, look, DK Tucker's watching. We're not alone here. I feel pretty good.
Yes.
Everybody says cape. They agree with me. The
Okay.
Veronica with the cape. That's nice.
I feel like usually we're like way behind because a lot of time, the last couple of years we've been traveling during this time, and this year we made the
No spoilers. No spoilers.
Yeah, no spoilers. Well, we're up to date. Oh,
No,
you
but-
mean us? No spoilers.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Jared's a couple stages behind. Yeah, respect it. Yeah, we
Yeah.
got it.
But normally we're like 10 days behind by the time we get back, or the tour is over and we've avoided all news, and then we just spend the next 2 weeks watching it. But we're like every day to this time. It's fun. I like it.
Yeah. I love Phil Liggett, by the way. Phil Liggett and Paul Sherwin are the reason that I started watching cycling to begin with. They were the best.
Since we started talking about cycling, we lost like 20 people.
We did.
I like it.
I was going to say, Patrick watches lacrosse. What's he talking about?
Also, I watched.
I gave it a shot this past week.
Phil was doing on the 4th of July. Phil
do
was doing like trying to get the running video kind of edited and out. And
I
so,
edited that full video. I had 38 minutes of content.
Yeah.
I got that out the door in an hour.
I know it was awesome.
Come on.
But I was watching Wimbledon, which I don't care about tennis.
Wimbledon's fun though.
Yeah, but I was just like, it's free, so I watched it. Oh no, there's a cat by the door.
Come on. Look at
There's 2 cats. There's one staring out the door and one staring in the door at the moment. But
we really
there
are
was
that house, man.
There was
We
a
are
match
that
that
house.
went 4 hours and 50 minutes or something like that. It was probably the most incredible thing that I've not ever seen, but it was pretty incredible. And I don't even care about tennis.
Yeah. No. I played tennis in high school.
It was an second Argentina reference. It was an Argentine versus a Spaniard. I think that's the correct way to say that.
Not the way you said it, Spaniard.
No,
That didn't
I mean
sound,
just like I wasn't confused. I didn't know if that was the right way. So.
I did not see what Woodinville is up to. What do they got? Something good? We're gonna go to Washington next month.
Oh yeah.
They let you bottle your own from a 6.5 year cask strength barrel. That sounds pretty good. We're gonna go to Westland while we're up there. And I've heard that they do the same thing. They let you bottle your own. Matter of fact, if you listen to our podcast, which releases on Spotify on Saturday, you'll hear some of that. Shameless plug. You'll hear some of that information.
I love it. So what are we doing for dinner tonight? Barter usually asks us what we're doing for dinner. I think it's Barter that usually asks us, are we doing nachos? Are we doing something else?
What do you want to do?
I don't know.
Pizza?
Yeah, maybe.
Just had pizza. Everybody in the world just had pizza. They have it again.
I know. I love it. It is the American dream.
It's the American way.
Pizza.
I'm having a little more bourbon tonight from Bull Run. There's no reason to.
The first
What did
one,
Abraham Lincoln say? Don't switch horses midstream.
We've switched 4. I've switched. I'm on my 5th horse since we started.
I'm talking about brand.
Oh, I was like, I've broken ankles, jumped to the next one, jumped the whatever it is. He fall over.
Everybody's going, what are you talking about dinner? It's bedtime here. Sorry, East Coasters. Yeah, no, it's only 6:30.
6:30. Or it's actually pretty late for us. I'm looking forward to the time where I'm not ashamed of being the early bird special.
We're doing okay.
Yeah.
So thank you to everybody for joining us. We'll be signing off shortly, but I just want to say thanks to everybody for joining us, especially for watching our videos this week. Monday, obviously a bit of a departure for us, something new. But we hope you enjoyed a look at our travels and a little more intimate look at the Bourbon van part of it. The van. Mm-hmm. It's in the title. Tuesday, Julie did some silly things, and we're happy that we produced that video, and we hope you enjoyed that. Thanks for joining us tonight, of course. Tomorrow is a 5-sip Friday from Josh and Lindsay from Tennessee.
Murfreesboro.
Murfreesboro.
I can't say that word.
You did great. It's a good video to watch if you're wondering, like, I gave them a flight or a
3
bunch
years
of whiskeys.
ago.
When are my whiskeys going to show up? It gets explained. This is the last of their samples from literally 2 years ago. So we're way behind, guys. We're catching up. And Saturday is the podcast. It'll be, I think it's going to be Spotify only, but I will share a link on both Instagram and on Patreon.
Yeah.
And our goal,
even though it's peach coke, give it a thumbs up anyway.
Oh, how dare you!
Yeah.
We love peach coke. We would love for you to listen to that podcast on Spotify. If you get more than 100 listeners in a single month, they will start to actually promote your content. And we did really well with the last one, but we would love to get over 100 within a month. So we're not going to release a ton of podcasts, but what we're hoping to do in the future is to interview distillers and to keep that conversation going, to it's more in depth than what we would generally see on Whiskey Tube. So we hope that you enjoy it, and if you get the chance to listen to it, please do on Spotify and let us know what you think. Boo, Peach Co. Yeah.
You did good in that. Nice job.
Was that okay? We don't promote ourselves much.
We've been pretty good today.
We're doing good today.
Yeah. I feel like our people handle that for us.
Our people, yeah, we get a lot
You
more.
guys
Yeah, word of mouth is how we grow. That's how the internet was built. Word of mouth.
Totally. How old are they? Word of mouth old.
I was doing my hair today, as you can see, and I was like pushing it back, and I was like, oh no, it's just there was all gray in the front, and I was like, we better get this channel going quickly, or we'll never get the youth vote.
I see no gray.
The kids won't subscribe.
Did you like the kids? No kids are watching. I love that you think that. They're watching somebody else. They're yeah. I love that.
How you doing there on your Mictors?
I almost finished that one too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well,
this was fun.
This was such a great time, and we have a barrel picked.
Yeah.
Patreons and YouTube members and everybody else, keep a close eye out because the Trails N10 will be on sale
soon.
We keep saying it's going to be the next week. I'm not saying it this time. I'm saying as soon as possible.
It's going to be soon.
Like
literally, like soon means it's soon.
Yeah, absolutely. Soon.
I had a great time tonight. I feel like we did a solid job. This was a solid tasting. Yeah. I feel like sometimes I get a little in my head about the tasting notes and stuff, but I was feeling it tonight. Were you feeling it?
Not like you were.
Oh.
You had a litany of posts, and I was like, oh, mama.
Were you vibing on my energy?
I don't know what that means, but I had a great time.
I feel like that's the thing that happens.
Obviously, you're younger than me.
I'm not, though.
You're not. Well, thank you, everybody, for joining us. This was so much fun. We have a Bull Run barrel finally picked. We've been hoping to do this since we were at Bull Run, which we had a great time at. And thanks, as always, to everybody for joining us. Thank you to Bull Run for these samples.
Yes, thank you so much.
Jen and Lee, we will be in touch. And
we love our community. It's amazing.
This community is the best. Yeah. You're the reason we do this. Do we do a sign off? Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay. I should ask. Look how on it you are tonight.
No, I would have been there. Like I'm good at feeding.
From wherever we are.
To wherever you are.
Cheers, everybody.
Cheers. Thanks for joining us.